From scary to weird to just plain dumb, we look at 10 of the most stupid designs on the planet. Welcome to JRP Lists, a weekly show that occurs every Friday. Let's get into it. Okay, so this is supposed to be some sort of watering plant, obviously, although I don't understand the whole concept of the front portion of it, as is really obvious. If you fill it up with water, it'll somehow just shoot the water back into the container. I'm not exactly sure the point of this thing. I found it on Amazon, and it's supposed to be for gardening, although I don't understand how it's supposed to work. If you're supposed to put plants in there, maybe, for the water to pour out, again, I don't understand how you're going to tilt it for the water to come out. It's just overall a stupid thing, and that's why it's on my list. Look at this thing. This is an example of hotels that want to save some space. Instead of just building a bigger bathroom, they just cut the door. So when you need to use the restroom in the middle of the night, you can see the light streaming out of the door because there's this giant hole in it. It's certainly not appealing to the eye either. What a stupid design and a way to save money. I wonder what hotel that was. I don't know, but when I see a room like that, I'm not staying in there. I'm demanding a refund. Alright, this was a boat scene in New York. What do you notice that's wrong here, folks? Alright, let's see. Let's look at our sign here. We got no smoking, safety first. That's what it's supposed to say. But the problem is they have the words spread out so far that it looks like no safety, smoking first. Because we all know how much everyone enjoys smoking, and who cares about safety? We want to have our smoking time. So that's why this is just so funny. And you can see that the words on top are red and the words on top are either blue or black, although that is still not much of a distinction when first looking at it. So this boat clearly implies they like smoking more than safety. Well, I hope you're not biking when you go on this road, because you're sure to have quite an injury when you go over this part of the road, because some brilliant person put the road barrier to go right over the bike lane. Obviously they ran out of space for the bike lane on the main road because it looks like that's a bridge up ahead there, but they forgot to remove the barrier so that the bike can go across. Whoever made this design, I can't imagine if there was anyone that actually crashed into it. I would have loved to see a video like that, but this design, oh my gosh, just someone had to actually look at that, the completed design, and think to themselves, this is a good thing. I kind of want to meet that person and just slap them and say, why? You know? Well, this here, this doesn't even really need any words. And in case it does, in case you guys haven't missed it somehow, let's take a look. It says pull, and there's no door handles, implying this is one of those doors that you only push. Either they did the label wrong or the entire door handle is missing. Either way is a gross negligence in just common sense, just being able to enter a door. What's interesting, and like I said in the last one, someone had to look at this and say, that looks good to me. I mean, obviously once you're at the door you can figure it out for yourself, but just the sheer stupidity of having to put something like this together just baffles me. Oh my gosh, well, I hope you're not in a hurry to get anywhere, because this elevator certainly doesn't make it easy. Obviously, well, it's not obvious, but on one side they have a number labeling the buttons, but yet the buttons themselves are also labeled. You know, I could see if one was just a blank button and the other one had the actual number, but for some reason both of them have a number. And what's even more confusing is that some of these stickers have worn off, so that some buttons only are the button and they don't have the sticker. So, but for the most of them you see a button that matches with the sticker, 5, 5, 10, 10, and all that. And it's also really confusing because they're also not in order. If you look at the very bottom, it's 3, 4, 5, and then for some reason we jumped to 10. In fact, where is, I don't even think there's an 8, there's 6, 7, and 8, and 9. Let's see. No, there's not. They just jump straight to 10, and then instead of continuing to go up, they go right, 10, 11, 13. So it's just a very confusing elevator. Again, someone had to think about this and think, this is a good elevator, but Man, if you're trying to get out on a fire, this is not the quickest way to go. Well, this miracle of engineering once again makes me have a lack of faith in humanity, because does anyone realize the whole point of stalls is to keep you private? But obviously, as we all know, the part that we want to keep private is the chest and the head, because, you know, when you have a bad hair day, you don't want people to see your messy hair. So obviously, that's why they put the doors way up and, you know, not like down lower. I mean, what would you need to block down there? Just, oh my gosh, how do you even have words for something like this? It's just so stupid. Well, clearly this is the best handrail ever, because, you know, they want to make sure that when you're going downstairs you don't trip, so they thought they'd put a handrail down for you, but they figured that you only need help in that initial step. By the time you get down to the third step, you know, you're pretty good to go. The time it took for someone to put this on and then say that's it is just, again, extremely stupid. If you don't want to do a handrail, don't do a handrail, but don't put one and then say, that's all we need, and then just stop it. I just think that's just dumb. This drain is great, folks. This is a brilliant drain right here. In case it wasn't incredibly obvious, as you can see, there's still a lot of water around the drain, and that is because they made it so that the drain is higher than the rest of the street, so that the water would have to miraculously flow up to go into the drain. And it's possible that would work maybe if in a giant flood where the water is just naturally going to be pushed that far, but in a regular rain or anything like that, the water is just going to puddle until it completely fills up, and eventually it'll fill in. But as you can see, in a completely sunny day like this, there's still a lot of water around because it has nowhere to go because the drain is above it. How do they expect the water to get in there? It's just so funny. And lastly, at number 10, let's take a look at this picture. Let's read this. Please do not turn off the light switch. It also operates the elevator. Thank you. Why? Why does the light switch operate the elevator? Someone tell me that this is not, you know, it is not normal, because I think this is incredibly stupid. It is so incredibly stupid. And the fact that they even put a sign tells me that someone actually turned it off at some point. Oh my gosh, and I'm not even sure how off is the elevator. Does it just stop where it is? Does it just drop entirely? Oh my gosh, this is just a lawsuit waiting to happen. I'm glad they said thank you though, because they want to make sure that they're courteous and responsible to their guests. You know, they want to make sure they treat their guests right. In the event that you drop an elevator on everybody, hopefully they understand, because they did warn you first. They put a sign there, you know, and if they must have a light switch, maybe it could be in, you know, the back room and not like a public hallway. I guess I'm not showing you a picture, but it's in a public hallway that anyone could just turn off. And there's, you know, a tape, a sticker, something over it, maybe like a little plastic flap you can put up and down, but no, nothing, just a little sign. Oh my gosh, guys, my faith in humanity continues to diminish every day. Oh man, that is funny. But that's it for today, guys. We have much more funny videos like this coming every Friday. Be back here at the same time for another amazing video, and I will see you then. Peace out.